Okay, we're good. The stream should be set active now, if I recall correctly. Let me make sure all of our auto loading is turned off. There we go. I think I will turn this into a parking garage because I don't really see much of enough use. I could turn it into a regular building. Yeah. Okay. Make sure our music's turned down too. Is the stream set active? I think it is. You guys know when this mod will be done. It'll be ready when it's ready, don't worry. Alright. Go ahead and start cranking this. Alright, I don't know what you're saying in Russian, man, so I can't help you. Looks amazing, been hearing about that for years. Yeah, it does look pretty cool, doesn't it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another stream, Radical Man. Yeah, well, I needed to come and rep today for the Cascadia boys. No Fallout Mimi, but it's something. Also, is the music too loud? I don't know if it is. Looks totally tubular. What do you guys think happens if the first another Fallout gets done? LOL. I'm going to say this, because they're doing a lot of other titles right now at Bethesda, so I wouldn't necessarily jump to the conclusion that, you know, another Fallout's going to be finished before this gets finished, but you never know. I'm always open to plausible opportunities, such as another game getting released first. But one can always hope. There's on a different variant of this. Going crazy. I would hope this gets done first. If not, we got another thing coming for us. There we go. That's what I was looking for. God damn, there we go. Would you cancel it? If it doesn't, would you cancel it? If it doesn't release before the next Fallout, I would think by that point, I think 7 years would have passed, and if it's not done by that point, I think it would have been long canceled since then. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, A-List Productions? Good to have you in the stream. Heyo Giggle, good to have you around. I'm watching your project for a while. Keep the good work. Can't see what it's finished. Yeah, me either, man. I am really, really excited to be playing this thing. Any spicy news? We're streaming. I guess that's kind of spicy. Yeah, let's go ahead and toss our floors in here first before we even consider going up floors. What is this? Good trim piece or something? Sure as hell looks like it. Where I want to introduce that at, probably on this corner here. I can only imagine how the team are feeling and how much work you've put into it. Me personally, I haven't put much work into this because I'm kind of doing contract work. I don't typically work on Cascadia. But the actual development team has been doing a fantastic job. Big props to them. I'm seriously struggling right now. Oh my god, I can't find the right pieces. Is that the right size? I think it's supposed to embed itself just a hair. Yeah, that looks better. What's the most challenging part of the project? I think the most challenging part of the project is just, you know, keeping everyone communicated, everyone happy, trying to get things done on time for certain internal deadlines, but I wouldn't say there's anything more challenging than the other aside from no one gets paid, so it's a little hard to get work done sometimes, but I think that's with anyone. And corner pieces, I might have been doing something like that. Seriously surprised that there's no end caps for those. Alright, we're going to have to compromise. I'm going to have to flip-flop. Alright, for the person speaking in Russian, sorry, man. Really don't understand what you're saying. Nothing against you, it's just, I don't know. There's 222, 222, okay, and let's flip-flop these. I understand most of the main non-profits, hard force motivation. Keep it up. Thank you so much. We're going to keep trying to do our thing. Other thing is just, you know, sometimes find a motivation. At the end of the day, you know, sometimes people like to play video games, other people like to play, you know, do their hobbies and such. Our hobby is designing this shit, so sometimes it's a little strenuous, but hey, I've been enjoying it. Go ahead and actually copy some of this stuff down. The Ashlands, we will have the brown cloud of dust to block your vision, or as a placeholder, or have something else to fit the place. There's definitely be custom weather for the Ashlands. That's just kind of the cool atmospheric elements that we decided to add to it.
We're still working on the ash part. It's in development.
Yeah. Definitely still getting tweaks.
Where are we working today, Love?
Today
Is
we're
this by
working
the fort?
on, I don't know where the fuck this is at. This is like near some birch trees near the river ocean thing, so. I don't know the map as well as I probably should. All I know is it's, I want to say northern Seattle.
Yeah, we're by the coast.
Yep. Yeah, this place hasn't seen love in a really, really long time, and there was a cool looking building nearby that I really wanted to tap into, so I went ahead and pulled all the weird placeholder shit that was floating in the air, and I'm going to start really kind of sinking my teeth into this spot because it hasn't seen love in probably years, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're by the piers.
Be honest, your trailer was incredibly good. Honest, I mean, the amount of work and effort that went into it, and, you know, that nice little pizzazz added on by, what's the name of the song artist that's saying Moon Over, no, not Moon Over by Hemi, Moon River. I think it was Andy Williams. A little pizzazz of him added in there was the icing on the cake for it, to be honest with you. Wow, says Star Cornet. Howdy. Oh my god, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but the scroll wheel on my computer mouse is just borked. I'm trying to zoom out, but it's doing literally the complete opposite. Alright, so I have to try and pull the mouse in and out. Let's try this. Okay, that actually fixed it drastically, so. Oomph. Glenn, why are you pissed that I'm streaming your fucking project? Tries to get work done. It's a sour response. I enjoy that you assume humph means anger and not love. Oh, okay, I see how it is. Well, every time someone says humph, especially, you know, when you message me, ask me a question, I say I can't respond, and then you respond with humph. If that's all pure love, then I've been entirely misled for the past, like, 6 months. I think we want to end up doing that. Actually, I'm probably going to bring this whole thing down just a pinch. NASA is live, you're darn tootin'. Howdy, 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 Red Sweeney. Pleasure to have you on. It's a placeholder for now. What's a placeholder for now? I'm good. How about yourself? What program are we using? We're using the Bethesda's Creation Kit. It would be really nice if the Ashlands had ash particle floating in the air like dust particles in the interior cells. Oh, I entirely agree. What I really need to make sure of is I'm not making a big mistake of leaving that gap. Which I think I am, so that's fantastic. Time to adjust all this shit. Grand track looks pretty close. Yeah, it does look a little bit close to it, but at the same time, you know, this entire side of the building is going to be enclosed in, so although it is close at the same time, I mean, I could move the building back just a hair. Probably should do that. Alright, well, I just actually fucked up a lot, so I need to fix a lot of this. I don't really use the parking garage kit as much as I probably should. So I'm actually going to purge everything over to the left here. Well, one can always hope, man. The second we start being pessimistic about it never getting finished, you know, what's the point? Personally, I just like working on this stuff, so I don't really care if it ever gets finished. It'd be nice if it got finished, but where some people play video games, I just like, you know, hopping on here and designing some buildings. And we stream it because it seems like some people like watching that type of stuff, so. How are things going on the 3D side? Are you looking to expand on that? Things are going pretty good on the 3D art side. I mean, last time I checked, I think a lot of stuff is, you know, fairly well along in it. Of course, like any other team, any other project, they're always looking for new 3D artists.
Yeah, you should move the building.
Okay, I'll move it. Sorry, we don't have any trains on Miami, so I usually don't have to worry about that, but there we go. Just do highlight. Fallout 4's base game where you can't go 5 steps without a super mutant fucking my shit up. I don't think so. I don't actually know how many super mutants are even in the downtown area. I've been lurking at times to see 3D world bidding streams. Pretty cool. No, I always like watching the Cascadia streams as well. I just decided today I wouldn't mind doing one.
There's no super mutants in downtown.
There isn't?
No, there isn't.
Now there's your answer then, folks.
The spawns in downtown will be varied and we'll have a lot of different variations in what you'll find there. There'll be a lot of variety compared to Fallout 4's.
Okay, well that's not gonna work. Oh shit, whoa. There we go. Yep, as promised, doing another stream. Woo. Yes, you guys are seeing a little bit of the urban area of Cascadia for once. A truly momentous occasion. Actually, let's go ahead and do ourselves a favor and just actually wrap this around the corner here. Thought I recognized Loath voice. Hey, how we doing? Speaking of short responses, doesn't seem a bit rude. I feel like I disturbed that person by talking with him, but it seemed like it means I couldn't agree more. What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
There won't be moving trains. Realistically, I don't think anyone could really fix the train tracks in Seattle. They're pretty damaged. A lot of people also like to live in the trains, so there's kind of a problem with moving homeless people out. I guess they're not really homeless since, you know, they live in an apocalyptic world.
Oh yeah, I can't load new cells. That's why it's doing that. Train homes are technically even mobile homes.
I mean, maybe if you could unrust the wheels, I guess. Personally, I don't want to see a Fallout game in another country. Fallout is designed to criticize America's wrongdoing. It's not really made for Britain or...
Yeah. How do you do there, Daniel? How are we doing? We're talking about humph as a response. Sorry. Humph. Oh, earlier. Oh. No, I just know Flint on. I'm just being a piece of shit. I'm working on a parking garage. As interesting as that may sound, it'll be in northern Seattle. And I think this music is really, really loud, so I'm gonna turn it down just a hair and change to the next song. There we go. Let's do a little bit more hardcore techno. How do you feel about Fallout London? Think it can work? Yeah, I mean, they're doing the work that they're doing on it. I don't have anything else to say aside that, but they're cranking, putting out some cool shit. I don't know, I mean, having to write for something of that scale with as little context as we have of the European scene in Fallout, I think is a little bit more of a difficult, trivial task. But at the same time, you could say the same thing for Seattle. Not so much. There's definitely written lore for it, or the same for Miami Beach. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Not entirely opposed to the idea, though.
Yeah, good luck with the project.
Yep, precisely. I'm gonna bring up the height of this one more little bump on it. And it looks like there's a building on top of this, so I might actually slap a building on top. Alright, let's start getting a little bit of the fun stuff put in here too. So, first things first, we'll click on our sky, click off this guy, and then we're going to take a quick peek. Street level, it looks industrious shit, but I actually like it. It's kind of following suit with what I wanted to achieve. That secondary height, though, I'm not vibing as much with, so I'm actually going to delete that, believe it or not. And then we're going to go ahead and get our top and all of our floors put in. Finally, I have arrived. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you on the stream. Shit, I just saw that piece that I was looking for. Okay, so top parts, I definitely want to float up here for now, but we're going to go and do the rest of the flooring. Honestly, I feel like Fallout Canada would be awesome. Good to see the long-term effects of American invasion and occupation. Hopefully it's done officially or fan-made someday. Yeah, it would be kind of interesting. It'd be a little bit more of a niche approach to atypical what we've seen with the other Fallout games. I mean, you can always expect fans to do something interesting, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Flamingo still have its... Hi again, is the Flamingo still have its own animation? Does the Flamingo still have its own animation? Does the Flamingo have its own animation? I mean, there's not a Flamingo on here, so... Well, I mean, a ton of Valve games. Alright, one sec. I need to flip this piece around. A ton of Valve games are really mods for Half-Life. I'm excited to see how these projects can go, especially with the Frontier getting recognized by Steam. Yeah! Frontier's doing a lot of really cool work, too. Really proud of what they've been up to. Skinny parking garage. Yeah, I'm well aware of it. We're in a pretty skinny space. But hey, if you need parking and you need to make a building there, it makes perfect sense. Plus, I mean, I'd like to say, although it's a skinny parking garage, it is quite the thick parking garage, so there'll be more than enough cars for you to go and raid. This is another piece I was looking for. Reminds me of Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, it reminds me of Fallout New Vegas too. Fallout New Vegas as well, not Fallout New Vegas 2. Because that's not a thing. Alright, so that should be good. And then I'm going to bump this whole thing. And then what we'll do is we'll do the shame thing over here. Skinny parking garage. I know. And I could make it wider. Could add another piece in the middle, but I feel like they'd be cutting too much in what we got going on up top. Yeah, screw it. Let's make it bigger.
We're not doing the Tacoma Dome. That's outside of the map.
Loaf, darling, remember monorail smash through. Well, unless you want me to start showing all of downtown, that's why I was kind of holding off on that. But yeah, we want to play that game. We can do that.
There will be an SKS in the game, yes. My mic's coming through, right?
Yep. Yeah. It should be coming through.
Cool.
Yeah, I can start showing off all of downtown if you really want me to, but I don't think that's what we're looking for right now. So we're going to actually chisel back that land a little bit more, so then we can go ahead and carve this whole space out. Have you guys heard of Fallout 4's multiplayer mod? It would be nice for the game, or do you just want to do a single player experience? That's entirely up to y'all. I mean, a couple of guys on the project were experimenting around with it. It's cool, it's fun, you know, the multiplayer Fallout experience. But at the same time, you know, that's kind of out of scope with what the project's aim is for. And it's just not something we're really doing. However, if you guys want to do that, more power to you. But if it doesn't work, that's not really our problem. Unfortunate as it is.
I am here now.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes.
Gecko meat boy.
I also wanted to say, yeah, there is an SKS that I made, so that'll be in the game. So we're doing weapons. It's going to be part of the surplus semi-automatic rifles. There are a few different ones that are tiered differently, so that's kind of how we're doing that. The SKS will be more the common tier since it's widely available.
Okay, Discord chat members. Saber is here. Who else is in the chat?
It's me, Irk.
Irk, Viggy, Steven. Is that everyone?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, sweet. So I just updated our little header there.
The Night Raiders that you've seen aren't actually raiders. They're a group from Ren Fair, which is a vault that's in a Renaissance fair, and they believe that medieval practices is the best way to go about things. So they have knights and stables and farms and shit, and it looks like Skyrim.
Any cool skyscraper designs? Asked Dr. Wasabi. Oh, don't you worry. Fallout Cascadia has more than enough skyscrapers lurking in the skyline. However, I'm not going to show those off right now because if we start showing off the whole world space, what's the fun of you guys playing it in the future? But yes, there are skyscrapers, they're cool looking, and they were designed by like a pretty cool guy, so no biggie. I think this whole thing needs to be bumped over just a hair. Probably more than a hair.
Cascadia can never be on either console. Xbox One, PS4, it will never be able to be on either of them due to F4SC and size constraints.
Yeah, unless there's some sort of really jank contract and like all these massive updates and download limits and all this other crap that magically pops out of thin air, which isn't going to happen, then no, it will never make its way to console.
Oh, I'm only lead 3D now, huh?
Is that not what you are? Oh yeah, you're lead artist. I'm sorry.
Perhaps.
Actually, just do art lead.
Yeah, that'll work.
Perhaps.
There's not really any good guy factions. Most of our factions are debatable. They're morally gray, I guess, and are more interested in politics rather than morals.
It will depend on your perspective in life. What you consider to be good and bad rather than what is objectively good and bad. Because that, I mean, doesn't really exist.
Yeah, we'll eventually update the website. It's just work.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd rather actually make those locations than put them on our website for now. But we do add stuff here and there whenever we get the time, or, you know, whenever there's some good screenshots taken while working.
Yep. PR always falls second, you know. At the end of the day, if we have time for it, by all means. But 9 times out of 10, we're going to have time to work on the mod, not post update videos. Unfortunate as that is.
Yep. So when it comes to like good guy, bad guy things, in our story, it's going to be more like Fallout 4, where it's harder to tell who the good guys and the bad guys are. We don't have any clearly defined. It all depends on what you value. And the core theme in the game is freedom versus security. So that will be a big point of contention throughout the game.
I'm kind of new to the Cascadia product, but I've heard you spent years on this. How far are you? We are far enough. We're producing at our own rate, and we are going to keep doing that exact same thing. It'll be ready when it's ready.
Well, Loaf, the person here, is the project manager of Fallout Miami, so he can tell you what he thinks about Fallout Miami.
Fallout Miami, I mean, it's kind of cool. No big deal. It, you know, it's not necessarily a measuring contest, but I think we're a little bit better than Cascadia. No big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did I just say that on stream? Yikes. I'm going to get the plug pulled on me in a second here.
Yeah, so it says the lead of Miami. Yeah, that's a...
So you have chosen not.
Oh, yeah, Flynn just pops in.
Yeah, oh, is he silencing me?
Not yet. I'll keep monitoring it.
Making sure I'm not doing anything too political.
There's a lot of stuff on YouTube for the creation kit to get started. And then after you build some things, you can show it off, get more involved in the community, and then usually community members can help out with certain things. So I would start with YouTube. The ROC spans around the city of Cascadia, not too far beyond the city. I mean, they do have certain outposts here and there, but they're mainly around the western portion of the map, more like the northwestern portion of the map. The Red Leafs, I mean, the ROC are more centralized, whereas the Red Leafs are more spread out, since they are more of a guerrilla grassroots. They have more people. They have more territory space-wise. Whereas the ROC is more centralized around a big city with a lot of resources in a very dense space. Where the Red Leafs are more spread out.
What's the radio going to sound like? You got a playlist yet? Oh, heck yes, we got a playlist for that. I don't think it's been publicly posted, but
we do. We have a bigger playlist now. We don't have many in the game, and the ones that are in the game right now are temp. They're placeholder, but we will have like whatever we can use copyright permit and some of our own custom ones for a station. Yeah, so Janitor, since we're having more weapons and some of the weapons fall into the same kind of categories, we're tiering them. Like some will be rarer than others, and subsequently they'll be more useful or powerful, or maybe they'll last longer, maybe they'll be more durable. It will vary that in different ways, but yeah, we're gonna have like a good example would be like the Mosin Nagant and the Lee Enfield. We have both of them. They're kind of a very similar gun. So what we're doing instead is we're making the Lee Enfield rarer, but it will have advantages over the Mosin Nagant in certain ways. But the Mosin will be more common, more attainable, probably maybe even like more easily repaired, stuff like that. So that will apply to everything that it needs to. But if there's only one weapon in a category, we're not going to like have other ones that are tiered against it. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Any other faction other than NCR, Cascadia, and Red Leafs like Blake Island? I'm confused on what that is because I'm not on this project, so...
Because that was the best way to differentiate the weapons. And we're going to have weapons that are very similar to each other.
Blake Island isn't in the map either. But yeah, there'll be a lot of other factions too. There'll be Raider factions and some more neutral factions too. Small towns and such.
Like any Fallout game, Alright, I need to check time. Right. Okay,
and
so he's in here. Yep.
Yeah. And the tiering thing will vary by aesthetic, so it'll only apply to a few categories that have that, like the surplus semi-automatic rifle category will be tiered, whereas like the M1 Grand, which is the battle rifle, will be used by the NCR. That doesn't really have another one that fits that role, so it won't have any tiering against it. But yeah, that kind of describes that the best I can. So when it comes to factions, there'll be a bunch of like side factions and smaller ones that you can use to aid the main factions in the main quest, and you can just they have their own quest lines. But yeah, the main factions that we have announced, the biggest ones will be the NCR, the Red Leafs, the ROC, and then you'll have a lot of smaller ones. Like a lot. Like a generous amount, much more than like Fallout 4 or whatever. So the M1 Grand wouldn't be, because it fires a 308 as opposed to a 7.62 by a 39, which is an intermediate cartridge. But we're varying it the best we can based on aesthetic, not necessarily realism. So we do take realism into account when we're talking relative damage, relative things, but aesthetic actually plays a part too, because we have to vary their aesthetic based on the faction involved. So for the Red Leafs, they're going to be using more surplus weapons. So those will have to be tiered because there are many of them. We have the Mosin Nagant, the Lee Enfield. For semi-automatics, we have the SKS, the SVT, various ones like that. So that will be the consideration, just to make the gameplay better.
See you later, Dr. Wasabi.
Yes, yeah.
The Grand will be in more of a scout rifle territory, scout sniper rifle territory. It'll be in the same category that the Red Leaf bolt actions are in, for example. But it'll be semi-automatic. But it'll be the only one that the NCR have that are like that. Probably for damage, it'll be less than a bolt action per shot, but it will still be higher than an intermediate rifle. There's a lot of balancing involved that will be looked at later, but it'll all be balanced.
I think I totally fucked that up. Let's try this again. This is why I can't be trusted using the parking garage kit.
There will be radio hosts for sure. We have Shanzi already, which is kind of this guy that's kind of like trapped in a vault that broadcasts. I think it's vault. It might be something else, like a bunker maybe. I think it's a bunker actually. And then we're gonna have ROC. We'll probably have a host for a Cascade radio station. There might be others. And they'll each play like a particular type of music, I think. I think Cascade will have that'll be where our custom ones are probably played at. And then Shanzi will be playing stuff that is pre-war.
My favorite quest is probably the boy in the fridge. Seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great quest. I love it so much. I wish they would make more like that. Seriously though. What's the quest with the ghouls on the rocket ship in Fallout New Vegas? Fly me to the moon?
Oh yes, that's what it is, yeah.
That's a really good one.
That is actually a really good one. Yeah, I agree. Oh.
I love the scientist that thinks he's a ghoul. I think that's
yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one too. It's really hard for me. I think the most spectacular one is obviously going to be the Liberty Prime quest, where you march to destroy the place. But there are other quests that's probably what I would consider the most badass quest. But there are other quests that are fun in other ways, more interesting in other ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, come fly with me.
Yeah. Come fly with me.
That's the actual quest lane.
That noise makes me not want to go to sleep now. Thank you.
The music made after the war will be kind of modern-ish.
Actually,
yes.
the music playing right now is what's going to be on the radio.
Oh yeah. It'll be in the style of older music, but it will be newly produced. It'll have a very
cyberpunk.
It'll have kind of an amateur feel to it. It won't be like as refined as the pre-war stuff, of course, but it will be still pretty good music. But newly produced with what's available, and it won't be as You'll be able to tell the difference. I don't think there's any rock planned. I think it'll be traditional Fallout stuff.
And the techno music playing right now.
No, that will not be anywhere near.
Techno Union, dude, that shit.
They'll be playing in the Russian submarine.
Oh yeah.
Under the water.
You get in there and it's just the loudest, nastiest techno music you've ever heard. Do you like band making?
Do you remember in Good Neighbor, what's her name? That singer? It'll be more akin to kind of that in a way, but more variety than that. That singer in Good Neighbor, it'll be kind of in Magnolia. It'll be kind of in that type of thing, similar. to that idea. Yeah. Just
So-
like a new artist or artists.
Something about this area just feels off, and I don't know what it is. I think it's those birch trees.
Those need to be updated.
They
This is
do.
Downtown Seattle. I don't know exactly where in downtown Seattle.
We're working by the docks,
Okay.
a bit north of the big Ferris wheel. Which I don't think we've made that yet. We should make that.
Yeah, there is a Ferris wheel, but it's like invisible when you place it.
Why is it invisible?
I don't know.
Ours isn't invisible on Fallout Miami. Didn't get a response to that. I think that made Viggy happy.
I think there might be a quest tied to either a host or two. I'm not sure if everyone will have a quest or anything, but I think there might be one. Not sure about the singers.
The
Don't
close
know.
proximity
I
of the
don't-
tracks to that building on the curb make me nervous. Talking about, dude, I'm telling you, like, I can show you where I'm working at. It's like, it's close to the tracks. I'm not just like pulling this out of my ass. Like, it's super close to the railroad tracks. So I don't know what's going on here, but it's that way in real life, so I'm just keeping it real. Or, you know, there's a little bit of spacing, but it's not nearly, like, even this corner right here.
Oh, we have the alleyway that the gumball is in. We're probably gonna have it. We have the alley already established. We just don't have the gum yet. But I have a texture that might resolve that. Have any of you taken reference from Last of Us 2 in the world space?
A little.
I take all my references from Google Images.
Right. So at the end of the day, that's up to each and every level designer. Every level designer looks for references for their work through various places. So I'm sure that some of them have referenced it. But yeah, we as a team, we don't really like sit down and say, hey, let's look at Last of Us 2 and let's reference stuff. No, it's, if a level designer wants to, it's kind of their own call.
Yeah. I don't think I've played Last of Us Part 2 yet.
Me either.
Might be interesting for the level design.
Yeah.
You can interact with the hosts. So there's a quest related to the Raider one. I don't remember his name.
Is it Shanzi or is that Shanzi?
Maybe.
I don't know if that's Shanzi or not because I thought maybe not. Maybe that's a different one. But yeah, like I said, there's probably one or two.
Yeah.
Howdy, Nukem, how you doing? Or Nukenin? Feral Girls will have the same as Fallout 4, or will they be in another appearance this time, or are they even still alive? Yep, Feral Girls will actually look the same as the Capital Wasteland project, or the same ones you saw in Fallout 3. There's a mod, I think, released for that on Nexus. You'll find rewatch older streams on Twitch. I can see some of them on YouTube, but I was curious if some streams are removed for content shown being spoiler prone. No, actually, a lot of streams are removed typically just for copyright music, to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah, man. Copyrighted music sucks.
It does, but hey, they allow me to play it on their streams, so I'm more than fine with doing that. I know we're very strict on it on Miami, though.
Yeah, that's life.
Yep. I like streaming on here more, though, because I can listen to techno music all day long and not have to worry about anything.
Oh, We're using the Capital Wastelands remodel of the Feral Girls, so they'll look more classic instead of like zombies.
The streams get removed after like 30 days, I think. Or something like that. Yeah, I don't think our streams aren't like retained for forever on Twitch anyway. On YouTube, some get removed. Twitch, I don't think they get removed. They just get muted for portions of them.
I'm kind of worried that YouTube's gonna remove this stream because of the
Nice album cover, Loaf. You got some not safe for work stuff going on there.
You want me to remove it?
No.
Just,
Well,
just put like a black square over it.
You can skip it if you want.
I didn't even realize what that one was, to be honest with you.
I don't know if that's a problem, but it's hard to say. I mean, it's a vector graph. I don't know.
Yeah, there we go.
A vector graphic. I don't know.
I don't regulate the music that's on this. Yeah, I don't regulate the music being played on this. So I can actually just turn that off, to be honest with you.
Nah, I mean, music helps develop.
No, I can turn off the album cover.
Oh, I don't care. I mean, maybe somebody wants to know what music you listen to. I don't know.
No, yeah, if it's inappropriate, just tell me and I'll switch it. I'm not looking at what album covers are appearing.
You shouldn't. Yeah, we shouldn't really have anybody here that's underage, but...
Even then, you know, if it's bothering someone, just tell me.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. This might be answerable. Maybe not for a percentage, but maybe like a frequency thing. Percentage-wise, how often is the urban area buildings accessible? Like maybe like how many out of whatever are accessible? That I don't know.
Ooh. I think, you know, most ideal goal is to have like, oh shit, I don't know, as many as possible, but like I don't want to say like a certain percentage-wise because those have been kind of woven as needed. I think, you know, traveling through the world space, it won't feel like there's blocks upon blocks that you just can't get into. And if we find ourselves doing that, that's when we would take the time to destroy a building or collapse a building to where you can kind of walk over the wreckage, maybe encounter a small little fight scene or something like that. So it won't feel overbearing. You won't feel like you're just walking through a giant, empty, clean-cut city. You'll be able to walk through stuff at a pretty regular basis.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
But in regards to discoverable locations, that's actually something that we decide as we go along because, you know, you don't want to have a fire station right next to a police station, both being open to the world space, because the second you start having every corner have a discoverable location, I mean, you're going to get kind of annoyed with that little discovery notification as you're kind of walking through things. Unless people play with TMM1 on, which I don't think many people play cheating the game, hopefully, so...
Toggle map markers.
Yep.
To unlock all the map markers. But we're actually going to have a cool system for the watchtowers where you can discover locations over the watchtowers, so that can help with that.
Yeah, kind of similar to the Assassin's Creed classic style that you see typically. So it's going to be really cool. Honest to God, I think that's a really cool addition you guys have done.
Do they have that in 76 Biggie? I don't know. I didn't play it enough.
What
Yeah, they do.
They do. I think the idea was a combination of the two. Like, we knew that 76 did it, but we were going to have the watchtowers before we knew about their watchtowers, but then we saw what they did with them by adding the Vista system, so we are going to replicate that. It helps us to space them around, you know, nicely so that you can actually make use of the system.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start streaming every Sunday, to be honest with you, because that's usually when I work on this stuff. Unless school's starting back up for me again, so I don't know how much time I'll have, period.
Yep.
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 What in tarnations? I guess I'm just going crazy. This one needs to be justified more. Actually, I don't know if I want to do the metal columns on here. It might look a little bit better. I know I definitely want to put one of these random metal chunks on the sidewall, though. Because greaves are the future. There we go. Are you studying something related, IT programming, or are you completely different life? You went for biomedical engineering? Actually, to be honest with you, I'm studying architecture, so me being able to sit on here and design buildings for like 8 hours a day has been the perfect solace from me looking at floor plans 8 hours a day. So, yeah, I'm going for my master's degree of architecture right now, so this is actually kind of what I do for a living, so it actually plays over really nicely. This is in northern Seattle. Do I want to opt to use these columns instead?
Yeah, so it's not really necessarily a knight faction. It's more of like a medieval Renaissance type faction, and they are they have their own kind of civilization around a vault, and trying to think of things that are good to say for them. Forget how much we talked about them before.
Somebody just broke something. I don't know what it was.
But yeah, they'll make use of various medieval weapons and stuff, and they'll have armors and clothing that is of Renaissance, medieval styling.
What made me want to study architecture? Being able to, create. I've always been extremely interested with it, but found out I was actually pretty good.
Running out of buildings.
Oh, funny guy. No, I found out I really, really liked doing CAD work and looking at floor plans and being able to design things programmatically. I'm also really, really interested from taking things from point A to point B in a super creative sense. So, I mean, it just kind of made sense. I like the design, especially buildings, so, why not? And I really liked Legos growing up, so kind of makes sense.
Yeah, we have a few different vaults. I don't know all their numbers, even though I made them. But how many are there? Like 3? Or something?
4, I think, would be the maximum.
There's 4.
Are these metal textures base game, or were these things that you guys added? I don't remember these ever being applied to these.
No, I think you made those.
I didn't make these. Unless I accidentally made them when I was doing the,
Because you did those, like, one of the... No, I mean, the first time I saw them were one of the Capital Wasteland buildings you planned.
Ooh, speaking of which, I put a massive Capital Wasteland building in downtown, I think. Unless I removed it. Actually, I removed it. I love using that kit, though. Yeah, this is actually looking kind of cool.
Like, stay clear of the residential area south of Cascade on the eastern shoreline.
Oh, I'm not going to touch that, don't worry.
Yep.
I'm going to be cranking up here and probably just primarily coast stuff for a couple hours today, and then I'll be done.
Yeah, I'm going to head over to the little residential area there. Try and make something out of that.
I didn't expect to be hiking this morning, so I think I'm actually going to end up doing the monorail stuff this next week, if that's okay.
Who has time for hacking?
Vicky, you went on a bike adventure randomly a few weeks ago.
That's completely different.
Don't you dare.
You laugh like that's the truth, but no, it's not much different.
It's hard to say because, well, actually, no. Playing Cascadia, I mean, just walking around the world space, and there are some quests that are of not fully done yet, but it's still fun for us. I mean, in some ways, it's even funner since we build it or help played a part in building it. Yeah, it's a different experience than playing just a game that's released. I mean, playing a game that's in progress that you're contributing to, that you get to experience, and it's still fun. When we're done and we release, I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna play this more than is healthy. So,
To be honest, when this stuff releases, I'm probably just gonna step away from video games. I have not played. I don't really play video games anymore. As sad as that sounds.
And you know what's going to be really cool is watching all the playthroughs on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. Of people like
4-hour video from Oxford on why his skull is here.
Yeah, watching the lore videos, watching the playthroughs, watching people experience it for the first time and how they perceive or how they experience what we built. That's going to be the best part of it. Playing it, no doubt, will be fun, but watching other people play it, that's really what it's about.
Yeah, because they might discover shit that we've never even discovered, or interpret something that we never meant interpreted a certain way, and I think that's the most satisfying bit about it.
So yeah, when it releases, upload your gameplay footage to YouTube.
Yeah, our satisfaction comes from watching other people get excited about it, not so much YouTube cloud or anything like that. We do this stuff because it's cool to see other people get excited about it.
I only do it on the cloud. All I'm able. Swag.
Yeah.
There are literally no good video games. I don't even think it's like a no good video game thing. I just can't really be bothered with playing video games anymore. It just takes up time that I'd much rather spend doing other stuff.
I'd rather make video games in my life than play them.
We'll release the game when it is ready.
Gex is a good video game.
Actually, every time someone asks when it's supposed to be released, we actually add 1 week onto the release date. So we'll see y'all in 2077.
Yeah.
We're actually never planning on releasing this. That's actually the kicker.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it and play it for ourselves.
Yep.
You're just watching us make our own game.
Yep.
Man,
Totally no intention of ever releasing this. I mean, heck, if PS5 has true to PC mod support, I mean, there'd be no issue. We would try to get it on there, but I doubt that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
Like, if it were possible, we'd have no issue with it, but it's just not possible in any way. It'll never be canceled either. That's the other kicker.
It'll just always exist.
Perpetually.
Yep.
My favorite area in the map, and the ones I don't have to work on.
Those are good, yeah.
My favorite area as a non-level designer is probably Snoqualmie Valley. I just really like how it's very, very Skyrim-esque.
They're asking for the shaggy voice.
Yeah.
Well,
That would be on Loaf.
Like, holy shit, man, really in for a bill. Like Zoink Scoob. Apparently the best way to achieve shaggydom is to let your voice, like, lose your voice. Like, literally just scream and lose your voice. And then you kind of have that nasally bit. You just kind of gotta earn that over time. I go to these Shaggy conventions and we all just do imitations.
So if it were even possible for us to, if it's actually not, we can't release it as a game. Like, we can't release Fallout Cascadia like Fallout 4 is on console. That it has to be a mod. It doesn't work that way.
I mean, fundamentally you could, but you'd have to give it away for free.
Well, you have to have console. You have to be working directly with Sony or Microsoft, and it would not be possible.
Oh, totally doable.
In your dreams, yeah.
At Fallout Miami.
Oh yeah.
Be careful
You
what
require Fallout 4 to play.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of Easter eggs. Camp. Every time I get bored, we just add one.
Fallout Miami would have
See,
to
that's
release
mostly
as
you work. I think like most of the Easter eggs are from you so far.
a DLC.
Yeah, you know it, baby.
Eric's like, I know my place.
It's fun to dick around.
Actually, that's all we've been putting in is Easter eggs. We don't actually do any actual work.
Oh, there's not much.
This building here is just a small part of an Easter egg.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just one pixel of one massive big chungus.
If you look at it from the sky view, it's going to be just an outline of a meme or something.
This big chungus' foot.
My scroll wheel is so borked. Okay, let's see if we can cycle through this.
Yeah, mine is starting to give up now as well.
I don't know what the deal is with it. I have one of those like really nice like rotated mouses where it's like put your hand at like a 45-degree angle, so it's like better for your wrist and such. But I don't know why. Over the past like 2 weeks, my scroll wheel has just started not wanting to work.
I mean, we do scroll
Yeah.
quite a bit when using the ZK.
Yeah, that's true.
I would recommend you get a Rocat mouse. They have the best scroll wheel.
Excuse
Not
me?
sponsored. I'd recommend you get a Rocat mouse. They have the best scroll wheel.
I don't want to buy your Ray-Bans, okay?
Okay.
I strictly buy from Viggy.
Biggie sells Ray-Bans and I sell Rocats.
What if we actually got a sponsor for Ray-Bans on here? They're like, hey, you guys like start my sunglasses. We would love to sponsor you.
Yes.
Viggy's already working on it. That's why he said yes. Scooby-Doo Easter egg. A dog starts to follow you and whispers weird things when you're not looking at him. Fun fact. In the old Scooby-Doo series, the only person that ever actually has conversations with Scooby is Shaggy. So there is an elusive theory that Shaggy is just always high as hell and he thinks he can talk to
Of
dogs.
course he's high as hell. His wrist is at blunt all the time.
Yeah, I mean, does that even count as a theory?
I mean, in the bloody movies, like, he sniffs himself over to his crew of pals who's holding up joints. I mean, what?
Can you believe there was a time when people asked the dev team if they could move Cascadia to 76? Yikes.
I mean, we definitely could.
I mean, the dog's name is Scooby Dooby Doo.
That is also true.
Do we collaborate with some settlements? I don't think so because we're scrapping the settlement system. We're repurposing it into something different. We're using settlements to build player homes instead, player bases. We're not using it for towns that you manage. So we don't really have a reason to, that I know of, working with sim settlements.
You know.
But I believe they have said that they will They plan to make a mod to reintroduce settlements to Cascadia. I remember them saying that. So I would look forward to that if you're interested in some settlements.
Some pretty hypnotic music. I don't know if I can handle it.
Then don't.
I think these can do solution.
Favorite meme? I don't know. That's always changing. There's not like a meme I always go back to and just lose my shit at. My most recent one I've liked is the Techno Union one, though.
What?
Biggie, I never showed you Techno Union.
No.
Never showed me Techno Union.
Look up Techno Union on YouTube. It's like the first video, and it's got like the guy from Star Wars.
Yep, the game has an ending. The game has a definite ending, and there will be no settlements that use the settlement system. There will be towns and stuff and actual settlements like the past games, but you won't be able to like build stuff and whatever unless it's for a very specific reason. It'll mostly
Meanwhile,
be
Obi-Wan escapes.
it'll be mostly akin to if you know the home plate in Diamond City. That would be like the smallest instance of it, like a player home, and then we'll probably have some bases that are like outside versions of that, where you can place down like defenses and barricades and sandbags and whatever else you want. But there won't be like settlers living with you there. It'll just be you and your companions and your gear.
Yeah, it'll be pretty rainy. I think we might have to make some more types of rain, but later down.
We need more weathers in general, yeah. We do plan for like a full custom weather suite.
My usual fun fact whenever this question comes up, it actually rains more in Boston than in Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle just has a bit more.
Yeah, it'll be more misty. More foggy. There might be attacks to your base. It's a possibility, but I would assume for now that it's just for aesthetic purposes. I'm sure there will be enemies nearby wherever the base is anyway, so there might be spawns that are just near there anyway.
Yeah.
Because the base will only be in certain locations that we pick. There won't be like, it won't be like the camp in 76. It'll be predefined locations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as ruling a town, we aren't really doing that. That's exactly what we're getting rid of, pretty much.
What was that?
Someone dropped
Yeah.
something.
Miles' brother's dropping stuff in the other room.
I thought it was like inside. I was getting scared.
No, it didn't sound like that. Scripted events.
Saber instantly shut that conversation out. He's like, no, it doesn't sound like that.
Gotcha.
I know what that sounds like. Don't sound like that. Are we going to have scripted events in the world that visually change how it looks based on choices the player makes in quests? I believe, yes.
Yes, but not to the huge, massive extent that people kind of want to.
Not like, it will not be like the nuke going off in Boston.
Yep. It won't be as cool as Fallout Miami.
Oh, sorry, only because we don't have a big tsunami.
Oof. Yeah, it'll just be quest specific and like, I don't know, there'll probably be some that are inevitable, not based on choices, but there will probably be some based on choices, but it will not be to the extent of Boston getting blown up by a nuke. Won't be like that.
That's a lot of effort.
Yes.
I've done a lot of that already.
There will be multiple endings. That result in different outcomes.
Imagine how boring would be if all of them ended in the same outcome.
Yeah, that would be
Yikes.
pretty boring.
Oh, I did it! I saved the world. Well, see, it kind of exploded anyway. Still.
Yeah,
No matter
about
what you
that.
choose.
It would be a shame if it didn't quite plan out that way, did it? Hate buying new. It's usually the worst thing to replace. People are so just like smacked on the head for a week every swap line.
See, if you had a Rocat mouse, you wouldn't need to replace
Yeah,
it.
but see, you don't spend as much time in CK, and I haven't swapped mouse for like 6 years or so.
I-
and he's
oh, I-
starting to die.
I spend time on things that are worse than the CK.
But I say we scroll all the time for assets. That's all we do, really. We sit there and scroll.
Yeah, what do you think I do?
You
Okay,
I click-
Saber.
I click
What do you
ends.
pumpkins.
What do you want us to say, Saber? You scroll more
I
than
click-
us. Congratulations.
No,
You won.
I
You
scroll
won.
the same.
Yeah, mhm.
No, the
Uh-huh.
same. The same. Same.
Yeah, you're the scroller.
Yep,
My
congratulations,
scroll
Saber. You won the scroll test.
Yeah, my scroll wheel has been working for years.
Yeah, you're superior.
No.
Oh, the superior man, eh? Nice. Think of poor Vic. He doesn't even have a scroll. How do you think he feels?
What?
Biggie actually just has an Xbox controller, and he does all his level design on that.
He
Nice.
he has two strings. He
Two
pulls the keyboard with.
Actually, no, he doesn't do any level design. He's just the puppet master.
Oh, right. Oh, the poor bastard Vicky has doing
Yep.
this little sign for him. Oh boy, that.
Yep.
That's a sad place.
Yeah, I've had Logitech mice, but the scroll wheels have broken on two of them, so I don't. Maybe not so good for.
Sounds like you have quite the mice problem.
I've gone through a lot of mice,
Ah, ah.
except for this mouse that I have right now.
Oh, I used to have lice.
Every
What model
Logitech
do you
mouse
have?
Vicky,
that I
what?
have owned.
Talking about having lice now.
Every Logitech mouse that I've ever owned has the scroll wheel has busted. So
Cool.
And now what? You have Razer or what?
Rocat. Recommended to me by another 3D artist. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's so cool. It's really honest.
I think I heard Stanley in the chat. Has he joined us?
Stanley is on chat. Yeah.
All right. I
Yes.
will add him to our
I'm
little stream
here.
list.
Flun's here too. You didn't add him.
No, I didn't. I will add those now.
Ah, yes, the chopper is landing.
It's an accent.
It's a what now?
It improves the stream.
Say, I don't ever have had the feeling that it has.
What?
That Saber's helicopter landing.
I'm
is
flying into
improved.
combat right now. Leave me alone.
Like Jonesy.
No,
Jersey,
Jonesy just puts boxes on airplanes.
He doesn't do anything else.
Oh my god.
He would be very upset if he was here right now.
Perhaps.
It's basically airborne, Chris.
Oh my god. You're right.
All right. Well, the building's pretty well rounded off. I'll throw a balcony up on the top, and then I'm not going to worry about doing any more work on it for a while. Yeah. This is how we do things in Fallout Cascadia. Building after building.
Forever.
I'm placing rocks right now.
That's why they pay you the big bucks.
I know. I'm like a supreme gardener.
Biggie's actually just 3D printing the creation kit right now.
Every line of code is printing out.
He's trying to put together like a Lego set, and he's like, why is the scroll wheel not working?
He's 3D printing a scroll wheel right now.
Is there synths?
No.
No plans for this. No.
All right,
No,
well,
no.
tough nuts, because there's one on the top of this building.
No.
Never mind then. It's a synth now.
It's the loading screen synth too. I should put it just at an angle since we're not having jetpacks, so the player will never actually be able to find that unless they TCL up there. Let's
Insert
mug
cod
him.
name.
Oh, that
Insert
means
cod
that
name. Delete this.
I mean,
That's
if
just
we're
a-
not allowed to delete that, we gotta start telling Viggy to delete all his mannequins that are over the entire fucking map.
He's going to.
I don't think he will though. I don't think
He's
he
going
will.
Except for the ones in the shipping crate, those can stay. The rest of them.
I mean,
must
there's
go.
a few spooky ones around the Ashlands as well.
I mean,
Standing
depending-
on a little cliff.
Well, they probably shouldn't be there, but
Spooky.
Or
How
should
do you
they?
do that?
or should they?
That's what I get for making Viggy lead level designer. Mannequins left, right, and center.
Nuka-Cola will have the Fallout 4 bottle, but we're having our own unique brand called Sarge that will have its own custom bottle. But no, we're just gonna reuse the Fallout 4 bottles for whatever exists already. The Institute does not play a role at all in the game.
Yeah,
there are
we're,
no synths. There are no synths, and there's no Institute.
yeah, we're several thousand miles away from that.
We're very far away. Yeah,
It's a bit of a walk.
it's opposite coast of the continent, not just the country, the continent.
Seattle's also in a bit of a funny spot with the Ashlands because it separates it from the East Coast quite a bit.
Seattle has two fantastic features in our like that, because from trying to come to it directly from the east, is extremely tricky because there's a lot of fucking manuals and that is just like shit. And then from the south you have both NCR and National anyway.
Yeah, it's a bit of a funnel.
We don't have McCready, but we reuse his outfit. Because why not? It's a nice outfit.
It's Nancy. I think there will be Brotherhood of Steel like remnants, kind of like the Enclave, but you're not gonna find them in a faction. And I think there's only
The BOS might be referenced in some lore capacity and might have something akin to like the dead paladins and Fallout 4 or something, but there will be no faction presence of them.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about those dead ones that got burned up, right?
They'll have a very small presence for lore's sake, but there will not be like a faction presence.
you can.
And men go home.
There will be no Enclave, there will be no BOS, there will be no synths. All new stuff except for the NCR. The NCR is the returning one.
We'll have the Brotherhood of Steel armor though, so you can still roleplay to your heart's desire.
How long has this project been going on? A bit over 4 years by now.
Since before Fallout 4 came out?
Since
Probably
before the cube.
3 years of work that we're still using.
Alright, well, these lamps look like absolute ass, so they're getting removed.
If only we had like a chrome variant of that.
Even then, I feel like they just feel really out of place. Maybe if the balcony was bigger or something.
Try just Control C real fast and just try lowering them in. Like just lowering them further down.
There's no talking death clause.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll keep that.
I think the length was the tricky one.
I think it would be nice if we cast some lights actually off those, or a couple of them, during nighttime. That'd be kind of nice.
Can probably
No
try
talking death clause now.
Alrighty then, so what building am I working on next?
If you want to do me a favor and be a really cute person, you could tackle the pier with the button.
The pier with the button.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep working on
The
buildings
button,
over in
you
this
know,
area.
There's a button there that does an unspecified action.
You know
I was-
exactly which one it is.
I was debating what I should do with this building that I have highlighted right now, because in real life there's nothing there. I'm trying to see if there's a building I can base it off of.
Or just make it a big old trash pile and be like, oh no, building.
I mean, we could just make it grass. I mean, there's really not necessarily... actually, there is a building. Found it.
The Legion might be slightly mentioned in lore somewhere, but they will not have a presence either. So it'll just be NCR.
Okay, well, I just skipped all the way across the map. Let's go back.
Are we going to be able to have any night enemies that are unique to the nighttime, or is that's I don't know what that has to do with.
Can you do that?
I don't even know.
Yes, but unless there's a good, like a really good need to know why reason, no.
I don't think there would really be
It's quite
a
tricky to
use
set
case.
up.
I don't think there'd really be a use case for that.
I can definitely see when there could be a use case for it. It's just,
It'd be very niche.
it's also the only way I know how to do it is quite script intense, and you would have to leave the area and re-enter the area.
I can think of about 1 or 2 ways we could use it, but I don't know if it's really necessary.
Well, the mole people would probably appreciate being nighttime.
The what?
The mole people.
Well, I was thinking the one.
What the hell was that? What is this bridge from? What the
Oh,
Kellogg
that's
Stream.
Yeah, yeah.
Where?
San Fran. Kellogg, San Fran.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. Golden Gate, I believe it's called.
Yeah,
Yep.
Golden Gate Bridge.
Can't use the skyscraper kit even though it's in here.
Yeah, we don't have night stalkers though, so it wouldn't really be. Yeah, we have Wanamingos that they prefer the dark because they live in caves. So like, I think it would be neat if they camp out at night, like outside. But
Yeah, probably like You
We could
probably
try
won't
it.
see a dynamic around the map, but where
Yeah.
we know the Wannamingos are, like we have one area where they've set up in a big cave. What I'll probably end up doing is kind of push them out, like spawn a few around the area at night, to kind of show that, well, they can leave the cave a little bit and just go trot around.
Yeah, that would make sense. We might use it in
Dogs.
instances like that. Yeah.
The
Oh
main
my god,
character.
this scroll wheel is getting ridiculous.
What did he say, Eric?
The main character won't be a vault dweller, but you can pretend that he is.
Yes.
He's more or less a blank slate, like the courier from Fallout New Vegas.
We pretty much say you existed at one point. That's all we give you. Or I think we'll say you knew a person at one point. That's kind of...
Yeah.
From there on, you do whatever you want.
I'm having one hell of a time trying to find that window. Alright, heading out. Thanks for stream. Yep, we'll see you later, Sable Malamute.
Yeah. Bye, Sable.
Oh, they're a moderator on our Discord.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm seriously struggling trying to find the window that I'm trying to find. It's like from the metal kit, and it's like 2 things wide, and I can't find it for the life of me.
Yeah, it'll probably be reserved to enemy spawns. We don't want to go too crazy with it.
I mean, there'll be quite a bit of references. We have to make the place feel lived in. Like, there's some history behind. I think we have some stuff written up about the Washington Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah, so there's no actual solid lore for that area that wasn't from that came from a published project. We're not taking we're not considering Fallout Extreme to be canon because it was never released. So we're kind of doing our own thing as far as the lore. So
We have looked at lore from it and kind of made use of some things they were planning to do, in the sense that I know the town of Issaquah, for example, is fucked beyond anything. It's just been torn up, built, rebuilt, and then torn down again a few times and stuff like that. But like the cause or the Washington Brotherhood of Steel, not so much, because the game had, well, as the name suggested, had a lot of very wacky ideas. Like when the Brotherhood went to war together with the Super Mutant, for example.
yeah, never finished, not really canon. So
How you start in a little town called Beargrass, and then things happen, and then you get moved to the Pacific Wasteland, and then the main quest starts from there.
Yep.
You start in Kent, which is owned by the NCR.
controlled, not I don't know if they're owned. Yeah,
I don't-
controlled
Yeah.
under control of the NCR. Yeah.
Pike's Place is in the game, yes, Logan. I love that little library. Well,
We actually put a screenshot out of it at our community Discord. If you want to join up there, you can see it. It's pretty recent.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool settlement.
Yeah, we post screenshots now and then of different places on the Discord. It's the best place to get all the recent updates.
Nice ad.
Vicky, what'd you say?
At least it wasn't for Ray-Bans. Time.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Okay.
Is Raid Shadow Legends any good?
no, it's
I
so
never
fucking
installed
bad.
it.
I hate it.
I never installed it.
Eventually,
I
I
don't know.
caved. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a first shot. It was so good. I hate it.
There's not a corner piece for the taller variant. Interesting.
No, we're not really taking into account recent events.
We are now using the Fallout 3 Pip-Boy,
Yeah.
which has been remade, of course, from the Capital Wasteland team.
Assume that everything is going to be, as in the traditional Fallout games, really kind of just based on the timeline, based on the lore of the game, not really recent events.
Yeah, we're not taking anything from this year.
No. Or
If anything,
or
reason,
even-
it would be something dumb and funny, kind of in that sense.
yeah,
Like
something
say
stupid.
Seattle, for some reason, tomorrow decided that they're gonna build the biggest balloon guy ever. Yeah, we might do a little funky nod to that as well.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Sounds like something they would.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like something they would. They have the tow car, they have the mammoth car.
So our Pip-Boy is actually the same as the Capital Wasteland project. It's the Fallout 3 Pip-Boy, the 3000A. So that'll be the Pip-Boy that you have.
No big deal, but no big deal. But Fallout Miami is still using the Fallout 4 one. You know,
Because
we like sticking to our roots. It's whatever.
You don't have a choice.
Because it's a DLC to Fallout 4 and you still play as the sole survivor.
Yep.
Fallout 4 New Vegas uses Fallout
See, in
4.
Fallout Cascadia, you get a brand new character. There's no sole survivor anymore. You're a brand new character.
Be nice, boys.
I think Saber wants to fight.
Perhaps.
Send forth the champion, Jiggy Viggy.
Chiggy Biggy.
He's my champion. Well, Roman wants
KO.
to stay, so I'd send him. I'd send out Viggy.
Release the hounds.
There comes Viggy. Arr.
Do it.
World Star.
Biggie will drive over you with his bicycle.
Viggy, do you have like golf carts in the harbor, by the way, or something?
No.
Golf carts in the harbor, what?
I mean, I don't know how big it is. They might need that to like just get around the harbor.
There'll be other color variants for probably different places, I think. Like, if you need some at the harbor, like, we'll make them, like, blue or something, or, I don't know. Maybe, like, for, like, a, do we have any parks, like, that have, yeah, like, that nature, maybe we'll have, like, green golf carts around there or something. I don't know. Like, for, like, nature park staff golf cart, I don't know. Maybe I'll put logos on them. That could be neat.
Come on, CK.
Yes, there will be new power armor. Not really Raider power armor. We won't be making new. I mean, if we do make anything, it'll be part of the existing set. But that's not the focus. The main focus will be ROC power armor, and we're going to have some night power armor. That will be for Ren Fair. And there might be other power armor that I don't know about yet. But all the Fallout 4 existing ones will be there. But they'll be utilized much differently.
They legally cannot claim it as their own property. And
Yeah, we have communication with Bethesda, and no, they know about us, and we're on good terms with them.
I mean, technically, it is. still their
It's
game.
not their. It's not. Yeah, no. Yeah, as long as we do not make money from Cascadia, it's all good. Or use any like sets from previous or future games other than Fallout 4. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, we've seen other projects that have been finished and released, and Bethesda's done no such thing. So we don't expect it would happen, or would even be legal to happen to us. So
Like, the only thing Bethesda, like, hypothetically speaking, of course, the only thing they could take would be the ESM and anything generated with the creation kit. But for example, all of our own assets, voice acting, I have no legal
Yeah.
claim to fame about.
yeah, like any models we make, anything, that's all our creative property. So yeah, we have no reason to suspect that any such thing would ever happen. I mean, other projects have been released. There's been none of that.
Todd has not gone yoink and stolen it.
What?
Todd has not gone yoink and stolen it.
No.
Todd has behaved himself. So.
He just Todd joins the chat. This is mine now.
And then Pete comes in with a waiver and a baseball bat. Like,
Oh, no.
I have to. I don't have a choice.
You're part of the chess club now.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
The game was rigged from the start.
The game was rigged from the start.
Matthew Perry narrates from the corner.
Yeah, the Raider.
Raiders are going to have their own like factions. There will be different Raider factions, and some will be hostile and non-hostile. You'll be able to do quest lines with certain ones and ally certain ones. So yeah, they're going to be a lot more complex and varied. For sure, yeah.
So Stanley, how has your day been? Tell us.
Oh, alright. Chilling.
Lackluster. Vicky, how has your day been though?
Yeah, it's been.
The day has been, yeah, it's been.
It's over. It's no more.
It has been in Sweden.
We still have a little bit left of this thing.
A little bit left.
Yeah, we have another 2 hours and 14 minutes. So how neat do we think Cascadia would have it around the walls of our inside? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just
What?
wondering like, would they just be the guys to throw shit over the wall and just kind of leave it there?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I really feel like that too.
Totally. They would not give a
Like,
shit.
Yeah.
Honest to God, they should have a what's it called? Like a trash deposit area, where literally they have like this super sophisticated conveyor belt system that just dumps it over the side of the wall.
Like where the guards stand and stuff. No, that would be perfectly clean. But like around the sides where nobody's.
No,
at,
it's
yeah,
it's like
crap there.
it's like they allude to, hey, we take care of trash, but in reality they just dump it off the side of the wall.
Oh, just down into the ocean. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh, the ocean.
Yes.
The ocean work. Yeah,
Yes.
The water.
And have a whole bunch of those dead like dolphin things.
You need a pipe with industrial waste that comes out from the industrial district.
Yep. Oh, Lord. I'll
Yep.
even give them a little like
Oh,
metal barge.
so
They-
that fish.
like when
you
they
want-
first started.
You wouldn't want it near the guards though, because they would keep that top
Oh yeah,
shape.
no.
Yeah.
No. It would just be pushing like through the wall and then just out into the ocean.
Right, but they don't care much about the environment. No.
No, that was my thinking. Like, would they be the ones to at least try and like toss it all in one area, or like just shove it over the wall, be gone with it?
I think we'll have some encounters where different factions will be fighting each other.
Oh yeah, the raiders are not all bad pals. No.
There are different raider factions that fight
Like,
each
the
other.
ones in Pikes, they kind of do get along because they're all in the same game of illegal market, kind of. But then you have some of the other ones that they're just.
Now we don't have much. The thing about that is we don't have much ocean space really. We don't have a ton of water like Fallout 4 did. So
Or
we don't
like
really need-
Fallout Miami. It's no big deal.
we don't really need to do that, nor would it really be, a good idea because of how water works in Fallout. So no, we're sticking to land. There will be some cool stuff out in the water and the ocean though, but I don't even know if we have an ocean, or is it just water? Is it just like rivers and lakes, or what?
No, we have ocean. Seattle is on the coast, Saber. I thought you would
Yeah.
have figured this
Well,
out.
yeah, I know, but like how much we
we don't have any water actually. I
We're
don't
not-
even know what you're
we're not
talking
gonna have-
about.
We're not gonna have a ton of content out there.
As I click on a boat out in the ocean that's underwater.
Fallout 4 didn't have a lot of content either, but the difference is most of their a good chunk of their map was made out of water. So
Yeah.
Was made out of people. Right? Didn't
Yes.
quite catch.
Ground up babies.
yeah. Downtown Boston was just all ground up people.
Yeah, those are the
There's
people
all the
that failed
supermutants.
Todd.
There's all the supermutants ground up all the people and put them everywhere.
No, it's Todd who grants them after he speaks to the chest number, Joe.
Ah, okay.
I wonder if like any of the Bethesda people have ever just like watched one of these, and they're like, we're just like ripping on Todd and all that.
I'm sure they do it themselves.
Well, possibly they have enough of Fallout.
They used to make the exact same yoke.
Hey Todd, where you going? Chess club? Oh god, I'm going to my nan's funeral. Oh, fun chess club. Yeah. Usually.
They're too busy working on Starfield now. They don't care about Fallout.
Yeah.
Alright, this building is actually working surprisingly well.
Yes, there is a Sasquatch in the game in some form. I'm not going to tell you the. I'm not going to tell you the form. I'm not. You'll find it. I'm not going to tell you the form though. You'll find it.
I do like that metal planing you've done there, like.
Yeah, it really covers up the building, and I love using that building kit so much.
It's easy. It's so easy to
Yeah.
fill space with, yeah.
But like the biggest thing is, identity-wise, it's too familiar with Fallout 3, so covering it up is like essential.
Yeah.
You're either going to be really elated or very disappointed by it. Just a warning.
Isn't that the whole experience we can offer here?
It will not be a death claw. No, we already have the orc claw. We don't need more.
Or do we?
I'm gonna make a Viggysaurus.
Don't. He's too powerful.
It'll be the final boss. Be the final boss.
You can see the Olympic Peninsula from the world. It'll be a bunch of big mountains. We're near the coast of North Seattle.
It'll be
If Flo
Viggysaurus.
turns the camera to the left real fast, you can see the coastline of
Yep.
Seattle. Yeah, you see-
With that gorgeous LOD water that Viggy was obsessing about.
Oh yeah, when he figured out how to kind of like unrender it and render it, and
He was like, "This is important," and I was like, "Okay."
then he just goes off. Yeah, same. Try to-
We do have new energy weapons. We do have various ones that are unique to us, and we have various ones that we have permissions from the Nexus. A lot of our guns we have permissions from for the Nexus, and we'll be using. So there's a lot of energy weapons in that department.
Fran, will we have different endings?
Yes.
Nice.
No, we're not having a sea monster. We won't have a sea monster.
No, that's the Viggy. He's the Leviathan.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Viggysaurus, and it's gonna be ridden by Picardo the Conqueror, and he's gonna be the final boss unit.
Do I want to put a different building right here in front of the train track, or do we want to leave that space open?
I'd say rip that little thing out and put in an actual train station.
Yep,
See
we
the Viggy's
have.
from Bellevue.
Yeah, it'll be the best.
Rip this
one
thing
for
out
the
and put an
next-
actual proper train station. Now, the train station, I was tempted to pull a reference off of this building.
Steal one from Bellevue, I'd say.
Oh, I was going to make it like a modern one.
Oh, fuck that. Steal Viggy's.
Yeah, it'll be stuff like the
Leave
Watts
that big
laser
one.
gun. We have that one specifically, and we'll have other ones of.
I'll grab it later. I don't want to go hopping all over the place right now, in case, because I don't really know your map that well. So I'm going to actually start working on these apartments over here.
Yeah.
This is peak development right here. You're seeing the process.
Yeah, I know I get bashed a lot for doing this, but I absolutely love basing it off of real buildings.
No, that's how. I mean, that's how it's done. That's how it's done.
Sure. I do that like that all the
A lot of people might not consider it like, yeah, you can go on Google Earth and maps and see the buildings and take from them. It's not just random placing.
It's all strategic.
Yes.
Because at Fallout Cascadia.
Trader, we planned for that tree.
See that tree? You can go to that tree in real life.
The bubbles noise once no one laughed at the joke. He just goes.
Fucking monkey.
No one liked my joke. What was it gonna do?
Okay,
Yeah, we
what's
have-
the name of the corner pieces for the high-tech kit so I don't have to keep searching for them?
We have dead dolphins, yeah.
I'm going to save that for later. That'll be useful. I mean, I could start exploring around, but I really don't want to have to go to places downtown we weren't working on.
Yeah, anything
So,
like that.
Stanley, when
What-
will I get Space Needle interior?
Yeah, there's a lot of good pieces here I can use later.
I think in next month, maybe.
Maybe.
At Fallout
Yeah,
Miami,
possibly.
you can work on it whatever you want, and we accept you for who you are.
Yeah, I heard.
He's like, yeah, shut the hell up.
We're not really gonna make a monster just for one instance of it. That's a lot of work for a little payoff. So we're not really gonna do that.
What's this thing called? Cap? Let's look up cap.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
So when it comes, I mentioned this earlier, but I talked about a tiered system among similar weapons. So the same will probably apply to certain types of energy weapons. But energy weapons, by and large, are going to be used by the Republic of Cascadia, the ROC. They're not going to be commonly found around the wasteland. They're going to be used by, they're going to be faction weapons, pretty much. And you might find them at certain like high-tech places like Science Lab or something, but other than that, no, it'll be ROC specific. And they'll make use of a wide variety of different energy weapons that will probably be tiered in a way that differentiates them. So some will be rarer, but they'll have better stats. But they might be like very similar to something else. That kind of tiering is yet to be determined for the energy weapons, but we'll do it as we get them in.
Cap side. I can't find the corner pieces that I've been trying to find.
Yeah, so the way the tiering system would work is they would be scaled by how cool they are, pretty much. Yeah. Like that's exactly what that is. Yeah.
Wall cap bottom, maybe? No, that's still not
So
it.
like, I'll give you an example. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be how it actually is going to be, but an example would be like, okay, a laser rifle, that's common. It has the lowest stats, but then you have like a Watts laser rifle, and that might be like an uncommon. And it won't say common or uncommon. That's just going to be the distribution in the game. And then that would be how the stats are ranked. So the Watts laser would be, since it's uncommon, it's rarer than the normal laser rifle. It would have better stats, maybe better, criticals or something to differentiate it. But yeah, that'll be across a variety of different weapons where it's required.
Then we could do some preparation for Space Needle. Like if you would send me the files of Space Needle, how it's now built,
Yes.
and the texture, what you want to use on it.
We're gonna try to
Materials from the engine, because I don't think
Yeah.
it's necessary to make any new one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're using game textures for that.
Yeah.
I can see if my files for that survive the hard drive death, but I doubt my files.
What files?
Remember when I
'Cause I'm-
looked down-
I'm gonna have to give him the nifs, but you can figure out what in-game
Well,
texture.
we had
Wait,
the
what?
source file. Like we had the source file for the top side, didn't we? We had some max version of it at least.
No, I have that, and the max isn't source.
Well, no, we have the max file, but I had a max file where I had the interior kind of scaled and just added a plane for what I wanted size-wise, roughly.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that one survived the...
Also, heads up, folks, make sure you're asking questions because we'll be closing up the stream in 30 minutes.
What?
Well, the person working right now is Loaf.
Yep.
He's just a guy.
Who is Loaf? What is the Loaf story? It's the real story, don't you worry. I'm just a
Loaf
superior
story?
level designer to the usual guy that streams here, so
Oof.
good thing he's not in the voice chat.
Definitely not.
I think that just went either clear over his head or he just doesn't give a shit to respond. Mr. Leahy's pissing himself. Speaking of which, we need to watch that again soon.
Oh yeah. You done for the night too? No.
Once 4:30 rolls around, I need to go do the Miami merge. And then after that, I'm gonna crank out some school stuff tonight because I really need to pick up on it, and then probably do some level design on Miami. But I'm down to do it maybe like tomorrow during the day. Free. Knock through a couple more episodes.
Big rain, and just watch it whilst you're merging. That's how I always do merges.
No, I need to focus this time because I don't want to screw up.
So the quests, I think we're aiming for the same kind of length as either, is it Fallout 4 or is it Fallout New Vegas?
Fallout, I mean, both take relatively similar amounts of time, but
Yeah.
somewhere in between, I'd say.
But the map is also bigger, so there will be more time spent traveling. So the quests will be the same as like Fallout 4 or New Vegas, like very similar to that type of length, but you'll spend more time traveling.
As far as amount, I can give you a rough little count here in a second.
So it'll take longer to complete overall, I think, just due to the traveling and especially if you play it in survival like we intend. But if you don't, it'll still take longer because it's more traveling.
Roughly 30 quests per branch, so to say, with some being shared between the two main quests, or between the branches of the main quest. So no matter what ending you do, you'll have about 30 quests, and then as far as side quests go, there's a depressingly large amount of those.
Yep, so the content is around the same as the last Fallout game, but as Fallout 4 or New Vegas, but the world space is twice as big. So it's more like Skyrim in that way, where you have the content is just more spread apart and distributed better.
16 times the detail. No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, optimization is gonna be fun.
It's not too bad.
A lot of it's
Actually, not.
automated.
Yeah, huge.
A lot of it's automated, so
Especially as we can fix the blood.
yeah, we're gonna have a lot of side quests for sure. Yeah.
The only reason they're depressing Paladin is because I have input, and that's a lot of work.
Just remember that our suffering is for your benefit.
So there's nothing in this for me. Cool.
Oh, of course not. That would make too much sense.
Yeah, there's gonna be affinity for companions.
Not 1-to-1, I love Fallout 4, but similar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a similar deal. Probably more like New Vegas.
Yeah, it won't be the whole like, oh, but you shot someone, so now they all hate you. Or
Yeah.
it'll be a bit more
Character development.
based. Yeah.
Character development. And as far as Seattle folklore, the creatures that exist aren't really inspired by it. We're not really doing the Fallout 76 thing where they did with the what are they called? The cryptids. Yeah, we're not really doing that. We have our own kind of creatures like the Orclaw. We've got various other things like the Creaker, Wanamingo, Floater, stuff from past Fallout games, stuff from that would make sense based on the region, but not really folklore or cryptids.
The trick about for Seattle especially is a lot of the cryptids are water-based, and that's just content that's not really functional as to the point where
it's neat, but it's not really worth doing, and it's kind of borderline unrealistic too. Like we don't aim to be the most realistic thing ever, but we want it to feel a little more real than like Fallout 76 did or does.
As a super mutant bashes someone's head in, we want to be realistic.
Yeah, like more like the idea of the past Fallout games where, you know, Fallout 3, the vibe of like Fallout 3 and even New Vegas and stuff, it wasn't near as wacky with the creatures and stuff. They were really like grounded in the universe. Whereas cryptids and stuff, I mean, I don't know, they're a little out there. Orclaw, Creaker, Floater, Wanamingo. I'm sure they're... What?
Foxtrot.
Foxes. Feral foxes. Geckos.
And where do they come from, Luke?
We have the
They come from Fallout Mimi.
We have the Fallout 3 and New Vegas style ghouls. They are going to replace the normal ghouls. We have we have most of the DLC enemies that make sense in the world. So we're going to have a lot of enemies. Yeah, the geckos are not like the Fallout New Vegas geckos. They're more like the Fallout Miami gecko.
And not more like them, they actually are the Fallout Miami geckos.
They're based on leopard geckos, and they walk on all fours. So they're more like just, you know, snug to the ground. They're not really like walking geckos or whatever you call the movement that they do. The two-legged walk. The funny two-legged walk where they like hobble around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be more four-legged leopard gecko looking things.
They're not.
We're getting Amazon.
Wait, what?
Yes.
So, what is your commonly given explanation of moss, Glenn, or like why we don't have as much of it?
Because everything would be green as far as moss functions, and to kind of recapture the level of, or the amount of moss we need, either we need to swap engine or everything would just be a flat 2D plane, kind of.
Yeah, we'd have to like retexture everything and integrate it into the textures. We can't just like put moss, like that's not how it works.
Engine go poof if we do.
Because the performance would be absolutely garbage if we did it any other way than by retexturing everything that we don't have source to. We don't have source for any of the Fallout 4 assets, so we can't just retexture them like that. And again, aesthetically, we're not really going for an all green type of thing. That's not really what we're aiming for.
Yes, Samuel, that is also kind of how the pre-combined system in the CK works alongside with their previous system. You're quite close to how it functions in CK, son.
Who's sending me messages on Discord?
Sorry.
Viggy sent me a message. Thank you, Viggy. Okay, that's good, that's good. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, that's true, Steven. The Mirelurk King is real weird. I don't think we really have that. I mean, we have a newer one that looks better, but yeah, that one is kind of weird.
No big changes to the Feral Ghoul animations. We are adding a few animations to them, alongside replacing them with the Fallout 3 variants from Turkey and Grill.
They're
All right,
sure to
folks.
be more grounded than...
20-minute warning. Make sure to get all your questions in before we close off for the day. Also, I have a question for you, Flynn. Do we have like link to the Discord and in like Instagram and Facebook and such inside the description?
Should be. Let me confirm that.
Okay, because I just want to do like a proper closeout.
Yeah, right. No.
I'm not sure it is on the YouTube, but we do on the.
Yeah, on Twitch, but the YouTube it keeps resetting itself to dumb multi-streaming with the bit, even though it's set up to be proper.
I'll paste our Discord link in both of the chats.
Yep.
That's the best place. That's the best place to get all the recent updates. If you don't have a Discord account, it's easy and free to make, and it's just a little community where you can get all the.
Send Viggy your credit card account, and he'll raise your hands, and then you'll have a Discord account.
No, it's free, easy to join. If you're not familiar with Discord, it's kind of like the new thing for projects and communication, and just
It's where all the cool kids are, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty good. How are you doing, Rocky the Gamer?
Okay.
We're using the Fallout 4 style of Deathclaw.
Yep. Fallout 4. Yep. Okay. There's our Discord link. There you go.
And we'll be sure to post that again right before we close out, too.
Feel free to join up there and read. Make sure you read the fact when you get there, the frequently asked questions before you, before you type anything. Also, check out our website at Cascadia.com. We have a lot of information there.
A lot of juicy information there, definitely.
Yeah, I'll also post that in the chats for convenience. There you go.
We probably should update that on the YouTube and such, though, after the stream. Whoever manages all that.
I think it keeps resetting, he said, so I don't know.
That's the main problem, yeah. Like, every now and then, Restream just kind of forces its own. Multi-streaming with Restream.ai.
I'm not sure that we'll do it as a cutscene, anything scary, but there'll be, act like creepy places in the game, like Norwood Asylum and stuff like that. I don't think we're gonna do that kind of thing. I don't think we're planning to do many cutscenes. No, we're mostly gonna have in-game stuff, not really cutscenes. We'll have cutscenes where we need it for maybe the intro or the exit, but nothing other than that. Spooky Easter eggs? Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Actually, we've decided to not do any Easter eggs at all.
Oh yeah.
And we just had a quick leadership meeting about that, and we just decided to get rid of them.
Why wasn't I invited to this meeting?
Oh, yeah. We need to talk about that later, too. I'm actually taking over with the puppet master himself. Biggie set the coup in motion.
Oof. You don't want fun stuff.
And what we're doing is we're actually having everyone just change roles with the department that's immediately below theirs inside the Discord. So the entire sound team's going to switch over to programming to 2D art.
Everybody's going to have to learn something new that's going to take about possibly a year or two of learning and education before we...
Oh yeah, we're putting the project on pause and everything.
Everybody on the
so
team
much learning.
How to do everything. We don't specialize at all here. We all just do whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people say big mods like this never see the light of day. There have been some that have been released, so I don't know. The biggest ones that have existed have been released. I know of maybe one or two that have been canceled, but It just takes a long time.
Yep.
That's really all there is to it. Like, it's not that they never see the light of day. It just takes a long time to do, especially on a volunteer nature of the project with nobody being paid. Everybody's doing this in their spare time. So I mean, you gotta expect it to take a while.
That's just the way it is.
But when we're done, it's completely free, and hopefully it'll be very good and worth the wait.
Not hopefully, it will be.
It will be, yes.
Gotta remain positive in these troubling times.
Yes.
Oh, or Flynn, as Flynn's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, we're not really in competition with, any, main title. Like, even if Bethesda released a new Fallout title, would it really change anything? And especially if people dislike it like they dislike 76. I don't know if it would change anything. People are still going to play it. It's just another game to play.
Changes everything.
It's not like if a new Fallout game comes out, we're going to have to cancel Cascadia. No, people will still be interested. Yeah, no.
We're actually porting this onto the original Lego Star Wars.
Oh, we are cool. That
Yep.
idea I waited for to get to green light.
Yep. We actually recently decided to go ahead and go forward with that operation. We have Viggy currently working with Lego Digital Designer very closely with Lego to.
No. This mod is not a DLC. This is a full game, so this will have the playthrough length of a full game. Miami will be Far Harbor length.
Yep.
But Miami is not what we're streaming right now.
Bless you.
Is that a sneeze?
No.
No!
Send help!
It's Big Rhoda. It's got me. No.
Yikes.
Oh, please don't have Rona now. If you do, I'm sorry for making a joke of it.
Yeah, exactly. New Vegas has been out for how long? There's still a huge community going on there. Yeah, if everything goes to plan at Bethesda and it's like Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, and then a new Fallout game, I'm pretty sure we'll release before that game. I'm pretty sure. That's like
blaming you, Sadie.
That's like many years away. So we should release before then. Unless something catastrophic happens.
Saber, get Stanley Space Needle.
Yeah, we need to work faster.
You want it now?
Yes.
No.
Give it to him.
As soon as I say it, Stanley's like, no, never mind.
No, he said we can make preparation.
You need Fallout 4. You actually need Fallout
No,
4
I need-
and all the DLC.
You only need the top part, right? The top of it.
Yeah, top part. Just to know the proper size.
So you're gonna need Fallout 4 and all the DLC?
I just answered that.
Yeah, oh, you did? Okay, never mind. I was thinking about the Space Needle, so
No, you're fine.
apologies. Am I?
Yeah, I'll allow
Or
it.
you? Oh,
I give you permission.
uh-huh.
Thank you, oh great Panda.
Yikes. I hate that nickname so much.
I know. It makes it so much better.
So the way this game mod will work is that it will override Fallout 4. It will be your replacer for it, but we'll have like some kind of installer that will swap between the two. But you won't be able to do it in like the same menu session. You'll need to like install it over Fallout 4 essentially. It's actually very big.
From what I can tell, since there's really like no custom mat swaps with the high-tech kit, I feel like you guys don't use it a lot.
No, not really.
Have you seen them?
Have I seen your cute little shopping mall? Yes.
Okay.
Alright, Stanley, I've got an OBJ with your name written on it. Loaded. Your DMs. There you go.
Okay. Oh, I know one thing more. I need to have the, some door that you will use just to have.
What door would you use for that fun? Like a double door or a single door or what?
I need them to, just to have size.
Yeah, just default door plug.
Default door plug? I believe there's one on the FTP. Under shared. No, under resources. No. Sizing objects is what it is. If you go to AA sizing objects and go under doors, there's some door plugs in there. The industrial one's okay, or should I use like...
The door plugs are designed. So
Okay. Yeah, use those, Stanley. I think one's a double door and one's a single.
I'm totally gonna put another building right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, B is a double and A is a single.
Oh, hey, Cascadia stream. Miami is saved.
I actually got another door plug that'll upload too. That's
What does that mean, Grilled Mormons? It's actually, joke's on you, I'm streaming here today for the same level design.
What was that?
Freaking Saber. What the fuck you say?
It's okay to say that you don't try as hard for us. We accept that.
I mean, I could just delete this ESP. It's no loss to me.
Do it. You won't.
No, I would never do that.
First level design stream to like end with no progress live on camera.
Oof.
Had a few of those, honestly.
That would be fun, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Wait a second. Doesn't Flinart usually do that?
Is anything that fun makes progress?
Insert the spanking meme.
Oh no. Alright, Stanley, I'm uploading another one up there.
Okay, who is
So you
Oh,
got
sorry, I need to like adjust my
Hey,
fucking
we
mic
need to adjust
sensitivity.
something. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That poor
Okay.
keyboard.
look, when you're writing, you have to type very hard. What's
Otherwise
making
the
that's
keys don't stick, or...
yeah. Well, look, people can feel exactly how much effort you put into your writing, and by putting effort into it, you gotta like work your keyboard to death.
you gotta make
Alright.
each key very impactful.
Yes.
Each key press.
that better, or is it just
how
any...
much keyboards did you destroy?
So far, I've had like the same one, but it's a pretty good keyboard that at some point I will have to replace.
And these are good to be opened in Blender.
All right, folks, get your questions in. We got 5 minutes left. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, look, I have my phone on my desk, which, yes, it is a folding table because I just have it set up in my room.
Sounds
But
like something different.
no, I can send you a fucking picture of it, dude. It is literally just my fucking phone.
Can we believe you? It's your phone.
Alright, whatever. Look,
Yeah.
keep this up. I'm just not going to finish the, stuff that I'm working on that's very
Flynn,
important.
Look at memes.
Yeah.
Flynn, look at memes in the community, Flynn and Biggie. And whoever else wants to.
Oh,
Look. Dude, look at that. That is golden.
So fucking dumb.
Thank
I
you.
hate it.
Dakar, if you're watching, thank you very much for that.
Yes.
I'm gonna up that. That's beautiful.
All right.
What kind of atmosphere are you aiming for? Oh, you can answer it, sorry.
I think in general it depends, like, on the area of the world space, but the overall atmosphere of Cascadia is trying to sort of capture that sort of, like, I don't know, like, a mix of both. This is like an untamed place in some areas, or even if like you're in the ruins of a city, but also like that there is sort of very civilized stuff going on elsewhere. It's kind of like, if I had to give an example, sort of exaggerating the difference between like walking around in like Diamond City and Fallout 4 and then going outside and like, having a bunch of mutants next door. It's sort of like some of these areas are very safe and have like infrastructure and shit, and some of these areas are very not safe and are basically, not safe for humans anymore, even if humans built them. It's kind of a bad, not the best way to put it, but whatever.
Here's a question. Are you guys using any chems while listening to music, psycho or something? No. Oh, because I'm listening to techno music. No, I'm not. Unless you call caffeine and coffee that, I guess that's something.
Well,
Perhaps.
we do actually have coffee-based drugs, so that works.
Okay, folks. Any final questions before we close off for the day?
how far away is the moon, Life?
About 4 Empire State Buildings on a good day.
On a bad day?
10.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be worse if the moon was closer than farther away.
Yeah.
It's like it.
Yeah.
It's like a bad day when it's really close.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to check out our Discord. What else we got? Discord, YouTube.
Yeah, Discord is really the best place to be. Alternatives to Discord, we have Twitter, we have Facebook. You can search them up. We have a website.
And if I want to help with the project, where do I go?
You can go to, you can either go to Discord, but ultimately we'll link you to our website where we have an application form. We have an application form at www.falloutcascadia.com or whatever, and you can find it in the Join tab, and you can submit your application. Keep in mind, in order to get accepted to the team, you must have proof of your abilities and your skills, so like a portfolio or whatever else you have. Pictures of your work and links and whatever. So don't just submit an application with nothing, because you're not going to get on the team that way.
Aside from that, thank you everybody for coming out to the stream. We will see y'all next time, and hopefully in the Pacific Wasteland.